In this session, we discuss integral domains, a particular type of rings. We begin with the definition and examples of divisors of 0. We illustrate that although rings are a direct generalization of the integers, certain arithmetic facts in the ring of integers need not hold in general rings. We will see an application of divisors of 0 while discussing multiplicative cancellation in a ring. We give the definitions of Boolean ring and characteristic of a ring. Divisors of 0. We recall that a non-zero integer b divides an integer a if a is equal to b into q for some integer q. In particular, a non-zero integer b divides 0 if there is another integer q such that b into q equal to 0. Notice that if b is any integer at all, we can choose q is equal to 0, we get b into q equal to b into 0 equal to 0. Using this idea, we can say that every integer divides 0. Also, we note that in the ring of integers b into q equal to 0 if and only if either b equal to 0 or q equal to 0. One uses this fact constantly, perhaps without realizing it. Suppose, for example, in order to solve the equation x square minus 4x plus 3 equal to 0, we first factor the left side as follows: x square minus 4x plus 3 equal to x minus 1 into x minus 3. Then using the fact that the product is 0 if and only if one of the factor is 0, one conclude that either x minus 1 equal to 0 or x minus 3 equal to 0. Hence, the possible values for x are 1 and 3. These are the only solutions. We have just observed that in our usual number system, a product of two numbers can only be 0 if at least one of them is 0. The next example illustrates that this most important algebraic property of the ring of integers need not hold in general rings. In other words, there are situations where the product b into q is 0 even if neither b nor q is 0. Example 1. Solve the equation x square minus 5x plus 6 equal to 0 in set 12, which is equal to set of all 0, 1, etc. 11. The ring with the operations addition modulo 12 and multiplication modulo 12. Solution. Since 2 under addition modulo 12 3 equal to 5 and 2 under multiplication modulo 12 3 equal to 6, we can factorize x square minus 5x plus 6 as follows: x square minus 5x plus 6 equal to x minus 2 into x minus 3. Clearly, the values of x for which either x minus 2 equal to 0 or x minus 3 equal to 0 are solutions of the given equation. Hence, obviously 2 and 3 are solutions of the equations in set 12. But in set 12, not only 0 into a equal to a into 0 equal to 0 for all a belongs to set 12, but also 2 into 6 equal to 6 plus addition modulo 12 6 equal to 0, 3 into 4 is equal to 4 plus addition modulo 12 4 plus addition modulo 12 4 equal to 0. Similarly, 6 into 2 is equal to 3 into 8 which is equal to 8 into 3 which is equal to 4 into 6 which is equal to 6 into 4 which is equal to 4 into 9 which is equal to 9 into 4 which is equal to 6 into 6 which is equal to 6 into 8 which is equal to 8 into 6 which is equal to 6 into 10 which is equal to 10 into 6 which is equal to 8 into 9 which is equal to 9 into 8 which is equal to 0. Using 2 into 6 equal to 0, we can say that x minus 2 into x minus 3 equal to 0 imply x minus 2 equal to 2 and x minus 3 equal to 6. So, 4 and 9 are also solutions of the equation. Using 6 into 2 equal to 0, we have x minus 2 equal to 6 and x minus 3 equal to 2, and so x equal to 8 and x equal to 5. Using 4 into 3 equal to 0, we can say that x minus 2 into x minus 3 equal to 0 imply x minus 2 equal to 4 and x minus 3 equal to 3. So, 6 is also a solution. 11 is another solution, since 11 minus 2 into 11 minus 3 equal to 9 into 8 equal to 0 in set 12. The ideas seen in the above example are of such importance that we formalize them in the following definition. If a and b are two non-zero elements of a ring R such that a into b equal to 0, then a and b are divisors of 0 or 0 divisors. In particular, a is left divisor of 0 and b is a right divisor of 0. Remarks. By the new definition, there is no divisor of 0 in the ring of integers, although every non-zero integer divides 0 in the ring of integers. In a commutative ring, every left divisor of 0 is also a right divisor of 0 and conversely. Thus, there is no distinction between left and right divisors of 0 in a commutative ring. Example 2. Consider the ring set 12. We have seen in example 1 that 2 into 6 equal to 0. So, both 2 and 6 are divisors of 0. Similarly, 3, 4, 8, 9 and 10 are other divisors of 0. That is, the elements 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10 are all divisors of 0. Note that these divisors of 0 in set 12 are exactly the numbers in set 12 that are not relatively prime to 12. Theorem 1. In the ring set n, the divisors of 0 are precisely those elements that are not relatively prime to n. Proof. Recall that set n equal to set of all 0, 1 etc. n minus 1 is ring under addition modulo n and multiplication modulo n. That m belongs to sets where m not equal to 0 and m is not relatively prime to n. So, that GCD of m and n be d not equal to 1, then m into n by d equal to m by d into n, equation number 1. Now, d is a divisor of m implies m by d is an integer and hence m by d into n is a multiple of n and hence in set n m by d into n equal to 0. Thus, from equation 1 m into n by d equal to 0 in set n, while neither m nor n by d is 0. So, m is a divisor of 0. We prove the converse using contrapositive method of proving theorems. Suppose m is a non-zero element in set n that is relatively prime to n, then 0 less than m less than n. If for s belongs to set n, we have m into s equal to 0, then n divides the product m into s of m and s as elements in set, the ring of integers. Suppose n has no factors greater than 1 in common with m, it must be that n divides s. So, s equal to 0 in set n, hence m is not a divisor of 0. This completes the proof. Corollary. If p is a prime, then set p has no divisors of 0. Proof. By theorem 1, a number m in set p is a divisor of 0 if and only if m is not relatively prime to p. Since p is a prime number, every non-zero element in set p is relatively prime to p. Thus, set p has no divisors of 0. Cancellation laws in the ring R. Let R be a ring and let A, B, C belongs to R. The cancellation laws hold in R if A into B equal to A into C with A not equal to 0 implies B equal to C, and B into A equal to C into A with A not equal to 0 implies B equal to C. These are multiplicative cancellation laws. Remark. By saying that cancellation laws hold in a ring R addition multiplication, we mean that multiplicative cancellation laws hold in R. Always being a group under the operation addition, the additive cancellation laws hold in any ring. The importance of the concept of divisors of 0 is given in the following theorem. Theorem 2. The cancellation laws hold in a ring R if and only if R has no left or right divisors of 0. Proof. Let R be a ring in which the cancellation laws hold. We have to show R has no left or right divisors of 0. For this, suppose A into B equal to 0 for some A, B belongs to R. We must show that either A or B is 0. If A not equal to 0, then A into B equal to 0, which is equal to A into 0, which implies by the multiplicative cancellation law that B equal to 0. Similarly, if B not equal to 0, then A into B equal to 0, which is equal to 0 into B, which implies by the multiplicative cancellation law that A equal to 0. So, there can be no left or right divisors of 0 if the cancellation laws holds. Conversely, suppose that R has no left or right divisors of 0 and suppose that A into B equal to A into C with A not equal to 0. Then A into B minus A into C equal to A into B minus C, which is equal to 0. Since A not equal to 0 and since R has no left divisors of 0, we must have B minus C equal to 0. So, B equal to C. A similar argument shows that B into A equal to C into A with A not equal to 0 implies B equal to C. This completes the proof of the theorem. Corollary 1. Suppose that R is a ring with no divisors of 0, then an equation A into x equal to B with A not equal to 0 in R can have at most one solution x in R. Proof. If A into x1 equal to B and A into x2 equal to B, then A into x1 equal to A into x2, and hence by the cancellation law which is possible by the theorem 2, it follows that x1 equal to x2. Corollary 2. If R has unity 1 and A is a unit in R with the multiplicative inverse A inverse, then the solution x of Ax equal to B is A inverse into B. Notation. In the case that R is commutative, in particular if R is a field, it is customary to denote A inverse into B and B into A inverse. They are equal by commutativity by the formal quotient B by A. Remarks. The quotient notation given above must not be used in the event that if R is not commutative, for then one does not know whether B by A denotes A inverse into B or B into A inverse. In a field F, it is usual to define a quotient B by A where A not equal to 0 as the solution x in F of the equation A into x equal to B. In particular, the multiplicative inverse of A, non-zero element A of a field is 1 by A. Integral domains. Definition: an integral domain D is a commutative ring with unity containing no divisors of 0. Example 3, Z is an integral domain. Example 4, the set of all even integers does not form an integral domain as it does not contain the multiplicative identity. Theorem 3, set P is an integral domain. Proof: every non-zero element in set P are relatively prime to B. Hence, by the corollary to theorem 1, we know that set P has no divisors of 0. Also, set P is a commutative ring with unity 1. Hence, set P is an integral domain. Remarks: since an integral domain contains no 0 divisors, if the coefficients of a polynomial are from an integral domain, we can solve a polynomial equation in which the polynomial can be factored into linear factors in the usual fashion by setting each factor equal to 0. For example, in set 3, x minus 1 into x minus 2 equal to 0 implies either x minus 1 equal to 0 or x minus 2 equal to 0, implies x equal to 1 or x equal to 2. Theorem 2 and the definition of integral domain shows that the cancellation laws for multiplication hold in integral domain. Example 5, Zn is not an integral domain if n is not prime, because in the case Zn contains divisors of 0. Theorem 4, every field is an integral domain. Proof: let F be a field and let A B belongs to F such that A not equal to 0, so that 1 by A belongs to F. Then if A into B equal to 0, we have 1 by A into B equal to 1 by A into 0, which is equal to 0. But then 0 equal to 1 by A into B, which is equal to 1 by A into B, which is equal to 1 into B, which is equal to B. We have shown that A into B equal to 0 with A not equal to 0 implies that B equal to 0 in F. So, there are no divisors of 0 in F. A field is a commutative division ring, hence F is a commutative division ring with unity. This completes the proof of the theorem. The next theorem provides us some more fields of finite order. Theorem 5, every finite integral domain is a field. Proof: let D be a finite integral domain, we have to show that every non-zero element in D has a multiplicative inverse. Being an integral domain, D certainly contains 0 and 1. Let 0, 1, A1, etc. A n be all elements of D. We need to show that for A belongs to D where A not equal to 0, there exists B belongs to D such that A into B equal to 1. Now consider A into 1, A into A1, etc. A into A n. We claim that all these elements of D are distinct. For A into A I equal to A into A j implies that for A I equal to A j by the cancellation law that hold in an integral domain. Also, since D has no 0 divisors, none of these elements is 0. Hence, by counting we find that A into 1, A into A1, etc. A into A n are all the elements 1, A1, etc. A n in some order. So, that either A into 1 equal to 1, that is A equal to 1, or A into A I equal to 1 for some I. Thus, A has a multiplicative inverse. Hence, when A equal to 1, its inverse is 1, and when A not equal to 1 and A not equal to 0, then the inverse is some A I. Corollary: if P is a prime, then set P is a field. Proof: by theorem 3, set P is an integral domain. Also, since set P contains finite number of elements, set P is a finite integral domain, and hence by the theorem 5, set P is a field. Example 6, give an example of a field with 3 elements. Solution: set 3 equal to set of all 0, 1, 2 under addition modulo 3 and multiplication modulo 3. Example 7, give an example of a ring which is not a field. Solution: set 4 is equal to set of all 0, 1, 2, 3 under addition modulo 4 and multiplication modulo 4 is not a field, as the non-zero element 2 does not have a multiplicative inverse. The hierarchy of algebraic structures. The hierarchy of algebraic structures is displayed in the following figure. We note that in the hierarchy of algebraic structures, an integral domain belongs between a commutative ring with unity and a field. Theorem 6, the multiplicative inverse of a non-zero element in a field is unique. Proof: let E be the multiplicative identity of a field F. Let A dash and A double dash be two inverses of non-zero elements A belongs to F. Then A dash into A, which is equal to A into A dash equal to E, and A double dash into A, which is equal to A into A double dash equal to E. Now, A double dash is equal to E into A double dash, which is equal to A dash into A double dash, which is equal to A dash into A double dash by the associativity of multiplication, which is equal to A dash into E, which is equal to A dash. Thus, inverse of an element in a field is unique. Theorem 7. If A and B are elements in a field F 1, minus A into B equal to minus of A into B for A B belongs to F. In particular, minus 1 into B equal to minus B for B belongs to F. 2. A into minus B equal to minus of A into B for all A B belongs to F. 3. A inverse equal to A for A belongs to F with A not equal to 0. 4. Minus A inverse equal to minus A inverse for A belongs to F with A not equal to 0. Proof. 1. We have minus A plus A equal to 0, where 0 is the additive inverse. Post multiplying both sides by B, we get minus A plus A into B equal to 0 into B, and this implies by the right distributive law that minus A into B plus A into B equal to 0. Hence, minus A into B is the additive inverse of A into B, that is minus of A into B equal to minus of A into B. 2 is obtained from 1 by the commutativity of multiplication. 3. Let E be the multiplicative identity of F. We note that if A not equal to 0, then inverse of A exists in F and is denoted by A inverse. Then A into A inverse equal to E, also by the reversal law of the inverses, A inverse into A inverse equal to E. Since E equal to A into A inverse, the above gives A inverse into A inverse equal to A into A inverse. This implies by right cancellation law that A inverse equal to A. 4. Let D be the multiplicative inverse of minus A, then minus A into D equal to 1, equation 2. Using property 1, minus A into D equal to minus of A into D, equation 3. From equations 2 and 3, we obtain minus of A into D equal to 1. Since minus of A into D is the additive inverse of A into D, and since minus 1 is the additive inverse of 1, the above implies A into D equal to minus 1. Pre-multiplying both sides by A inverse, we obtain A inverse into A into D equal to A inverse into minus 1. Hence, A inverse into A into D equal to minus A inverse. Since A inverse into A equal to E, the above implies D equal to minus A inverse, that is minus A inverse equal to minus A inverse. Example 8. In a field F, prove that A square equal to B square implies either A equal to B or A equal to minus B. Solution. Given A square equal to B square, we note that minus B square is the additive inverse of B square. Adding minus B square on both sides of the above equation, we get A square plus minus B square equal to B square plus minus B square, implies A square plus minus B square equal to 0, implies A into A minus B into B equal to 0, since minus B square equal to minus B into B, which implies A into A plus A into B minus A into B minus B into B equal to 0, implies A into A plus B minus A plus B into B equal to 0. By the distributive law, implies A into A plus B minus B into A plus B equal to 0 by the commutativity of multiplication, implies A minus B into A plus B equal to 0 by the distributive law. Since a field is without divisors of 0, the last equation implies either A minus B equal to 0 or A plus B equal to 0, that is either A equal to B or A equal to minus B. Example 9. In a field F with the multiplicative identity 1, if A B belongs to F and A not equal to 0, then there exists a unique element X such that A into X equal to B. Solution. Since A not equal to 0, A inverse exists and A inverse belongs to F. Left multiplying A into X equal to B by A inverse, we get A inverse into A into X equal to A inverse into B, implies A inverse into A into X equal to A inverse into B by the associativity of multiplication, implies 1 into X equal to A inverse into B, since A inverse into A equal to 1, implies X equal to A inverse into B. To prove uniqueness, suppose there are x1 and x2 such that A into x1 equal to B and A into x2 equal to B. This implies A into x1 equal to A into x2. This implies by the cancellation law in a field that x1 equal to x2, hence the uniqueness is proved. Example 10. A Gaussian integer is a complex number A plus I into B with A and B being integers. It can be seen that the set Zi of Gaussian integers is a commutative ring with unity. Since the product of two non-zero complex numbers cannot be 0, Z I has no 0 divisors. It is therefore an integral domain. To check whether Z I is a field, let Z equal to A plus I B be any non-zero element of Z I, then at least one of A and B is not 0. Since Z is non-zero complex number and since the set of complex numbers form a field, we have Z inverse equal to 1 by Z, which is equal to 1 by A plus I into B, which is equal to A minus I into B by A plus I into B into A minus I into B, which is equal to A minus I into B by A square plus B square, which is equal to A by A square plus B square plus I into minus B by A square plus B square, which is in general not a Gaussian integer, as A by A square plus B square and minus B by A square plus B square are not necessarily integers. Therefore, Z I is not a field. Definition: a non-commutative division ring is called a strictly skew field. Example 11. Show that the set M of all matrices of the form matrix A plus I into B, C plus I into D, minus C plus I into D, A minus I into B, where A, B, C and D are all real numbers is a strictly skew field under matrix addition and multiplication. Solution: it can be easily verified that M is a ring. The matrix 0 plus I into 0, 0 plus I into 0, minus 0 plus I into 0, 0 minus I into 0 is the 0 element of M. The matrix 1 plus I into 0, 0 plus I into 0, minus 0 plus I into 0, 1 minus I into 0 is the unit of M. Now, let A is equal to matrix A plus I into B, C plus I into D, minus C plus I into D, A minus I into B be any non-zero element in M. Then not all of A, B, C, D are 0. We have determinant of A is equal to A square plus B square plus C square plus D square. Since A, B, C and D are real and not all of them are 0, determinant of A not equal to 0. Therefore, the matrix A is invertible. In fact, A inverse equal to 1 by determinant of A into matrix A minus I into B minus C minus I into D, C minus I into D, A plus I into B, which is easily seen to be an element of M. Thus, the non-zero elements of M form a group under multiplication. We can show by examples that the commutative law of multiplication does not hold in M. Therefore, M is strictly skew field. Boolean ring. Definition: a ring R is called Boolean if x square equal to x for all x belongs to R. Example 12. If R is a Boolean ring, prove that A 2 into x equal to 0 for all x belongs to R. B x plus y equal to 0 implies x equal to y, and C R is commutative. Solution: A, since x square equal to x for all x belongs to R, and since x plus x belongs to R, we have x plus x whole square equal to x plus x, which implies x plus x into x plus x equal to x plus x, implies x plus x into x plus x into x equal to x plus x by the right distributive law, implies x square plus x square plus x square plus x square equal to x plus x, implies x plus x plus x plus x equal to x plus 0, implies x plus x equal to 0 by the cancellation law of addition, implies 2x equal to 0. B, if x plus y equal to 0, then since x plus x equal to 0 by part A, we have x plus y equal to 0, which is equal to x plus x, whence y equal to x by the cancellation law of addition. C, for any x y belongs to R, we have x plus y equal to 0, which is equal to x plus x, and hence y equal to x by the cancellation law of addition. C, for any x y belongs to R, we have x plus y whole square equal to x plus y, that is x plus y into x plus y equal to x plus y, imply x plus y into x plus y into y equal to x plus y, imply x square plus y into x plus x into y plus y square equal to x plus y, imply x plus y into x plus x into y plus y equal to x plus y, since x square equal to x and y square equal to y, implies x plus y plus x into y plus y into x equal to x plus y plus 0 using the commutativity of addition, imply x into y plus y into x equal to 0 by the cancellation law of addition, imply x into y equal to y into x by part B. Thus, R is commutative. Characteristic of a ring. Let R be any ring, we now examine whether there is a positive integer n such that n into a equal to 0 for all a belongs to R, where n into a means a plus etc. a for n summons, that is n into a equal to a plus etc. plus a n summons, where plus is the additive operation in the ring. If the ring under consideration is such, this ring of integers, it can be seen that there is no positive integer n such that n into a equal to 0 for all a belongs to Z. Consider the ring Zn addition modulo n multiplication modulo n. In this case, n into a equal to a plus n plus etc. a equal to 0, n summons. A 0 is the remainder obtained when the usual sum a plus etc. plus a equal to n into a is divided by n. This shows that n into a equal to 0 for a belongs to Zn. It can be seen that 2n into a equal to 0 for a belongs to Zn. The 3n into a equal to 0 for a belongs to Zn, etc. kn into a equal to 0 for a belongs to Zn, etc. Definition: if for a ring R a positive integer n exists such that n into a equal to 0 for a belongs to R, then the least such a positive integer is the characteristic of the ring R. If no such a positive integer exists, then R is of characteristic 0. Example 13. The ring Zn is of characteristic n, since n is the least positive integer such that n into a equal to 0 for a belongs to Zn. Consider the ring of positive integer Z, since there is no positive integer n such that n into a equal to 0 for a belongs to Z. Z has characteristic 0. Similarly, Q, R, C all have characteristic 0. Theorem H. If R is a ring with unity 1, then R has characteristic n greater than 0 if and only if n is the smallest positive integer such that n into 1 equal to 0. Proof: let R be a ring with unity 1. By the definition, if R has characteristic n greater than 0, then n into a equal to 0 for every a belongs to R. So, in particular n into 1 equal to 0. Conversely, suppose that n is the smallest positive integer such that n into 1 equal to 0, then for any a belongs to R we have n into a equal to a plus etc. a n summons, which is equal to a into 1 plus etc. plus 1, which is equal to a into n into 1, which is equal to a into 0, which is equal to 0. Hence, the theorem is proved. Let us summarize this session. In this session, we have seen the definitions of divisors of 0 and integral domain. We have seen that although rings are a direct generalization of the integers, certain arithmetic facts in the ring of integers need not hold in general rings. We have seen the definitions of Boolean ring and characteristic of a ring. Before moving to the next session, we try to solve the given questions. Question 1. Find all solutions of the equation x square plus 2x plus 2 equal to 0 in Z6. Question 2. Let x be a non-empty set and R is equal to the set of all subsets of x. For a b belongs to R, define a plus b equal to a minus b union b minus a and a into b equal to a intersection b. Show that R addition multiplication is a commutative ring with unit element, but not an integral domain in general. 3. Show that 1 and p minus 1 are the only elements in the field set P that are their own multiplicative inverse. 4. If A, B, C, D are the members of a field, then show that A by B equal to C by D if A into D equal to B into C. Thank you for watching this session. See you next time. Until then, bye.